ABATE stands for the American Brotherhood Aimed Towards Education. We are a motorcycle rights organization active in public awareness programs and motorcycle safety. We also support charity events within our community.
Hi, welcome to another episode of Biker Nation. You're about to live life through the eyes of our local motorcycle community. The really cool thing about this ride is, it's helmet optional, so sit back and enjoy the ride.
I'm here today with Alton Stevens with CV Motorcycle Training, and Alton just performed this class over here. And Alton, why don't you tell the folks at home a little bit about what happened here today?
Well, today we had a group of folks come in and take the Experienced Rider course. And it's a great course because it helps people practice things they don't normally practice, emergency avoidance skills like braking, turning, swerving. And they don't practice these things unless a car backs out in front of them. And a lot of folks take it for granted that once they come to the class that they don't really need to practice anymore. But the truth is you do. You need to practice every day. Every time you get on the bike, you should practice these skills.
So lots of curves, lots of panic stops?
Yes, we have a curriculum we go by, and it has curves, it has panic stops, it has how to swerve around an imaginary object, and we try to make it as real as possible for folks to say, hey, you know, have you ever had a car back out in front of you? Yeah, of course, everyone has. And then say, okay, well, this is a car that suddenly stopped in front of you, and then we go from there.
How big are the classes?
Class size can be a maximum of 12 students with 2 instructors.
If you had 1 or 2 minutes with the motorcycle riding public, what would you say to them?
I would encourage them to understand that motorcycle riding is something where you can never learn too much. You can never practice too much. Your goal should always be to get better. I've been riding for 35 years. My goal is to always get better.
Now, who is one of your A students?
A student, that would be Costo.
Costo is an A student. Tell me why.
Follows direction, turns his head, squeezes his knees, and wants to be a better rider. As did Trudy. She wanted to be a better rider. She came through the basic rider course, got some miles under her belt, and then came back for the experienced rider course and did a fantastic job in both basic and experienced rider courses.
I'm very proud of both of them, especially of her. In fact, both of them were just out in Sturgis, and you'll see some of that footage in the same show. So thank you for everything you do. You are a credit to our community, and it's been great working with you.
It's a pleasure. Pleasure having you guys here. Ride safe.
What happened here today?
Well, we had a great opportunity to brush up on some basic riding skills, everything from cornering to panic stops to swerves. We also got to enjoy each other's company. We had a great group today, and the instructors are also a lot of fun. It was a very worthwhile afternoon.
In 1981, Deacon started ABATE of California, a rights organization that was run by a passionate membership. He took out a loan for startup funds. He would travel to runs and swap meets in his mobile custom paint shop and talk to his customers and friends about motorcyclist rights while working. ABATE meetings were held in his shop. He wrote articles on legislation, safety issues, and national laws, printing the monthly newsletter on a machine that he cranked by hand. Through his leadership, hard work, and dedication, ABATE of California grew to 51 locals and has earned the respect of both riders and legislators in California and continues to be a vital organization.
Congratulations, Deacon David Phillips.
This has been a year of amazing things for me. It's ABATE of California's 25th anniversary, which means I started that organization when I was 40 years old. Oh my God. So you young people, it's your turn to get out there and do this. We can do this. Dedicate yourself. Thank you for this.
Hey, Deacon. How you doing? Hey, congratulations. A lot of our California ABATE members are really proud to have you finally up here after all these years.
Well, it's theirs. This is theirs. I'm just a keeper because, you know, you can say anything you want about an individual, but without the people that believe in the same dream, you can't get it done. You can't get it done. We come a long way. I always looked for some place that I could be honest to God. You know, where your word meant your bond. And I didn't find it in the Navy. I didn't find it on the police department. I didn't find it in other organizations. So when I had a chance to do it myself, I did it. And I have always based this organization on truth, justice, and the American way. And what better basis than the Constitution of the United States? So it works. One person, one vote. And we have representatives. Everybody's elected. If you don't vote, shut up. I mean, that's what it amounts to. So I'm pretty glad the way things are going. I'm okay with ABATE. I'm not disappointed at all. 25 years later.
Well, neither am I, and I want to thank you. You've been a great inspiration to me. Thank you, Deacon.
Okay, you're welcome. Thanks a lot.
Take care. Hi, we're here in Sturgis at the All Harley Drags with Cunningham Racing. I understand you guys are in the top...
Pro gas. Pro gas, yep.
Okay.
It's high-octane gasoline is what we run in the bike.
Okay. How long have you guys been doing this?
This is our 20th year of racing. Actually, the first 5 years we had a different rider, and Dennis was crew chief. And then 15 years ago, he took over the driving, and I'm the crew chief.
Oh, and that's it for the crew, or do you have a huge crew? Looking at the bike, it looks like you need a huge crew to handle this.
Nope, it's just us, him and I. Yep, and we travel with a cat.
Oh, really? What size motor is this running?
It's 160 cubic inch, and our class you can run nitrous on it. We don't have nitrous. We don't have the big computers. We don't have all the big stuff that the big boys do, but we stay competitive with them.
That's unbelievable. Husband and wife team staying competitive. Now, earlier I found out that Dennis was the number one qualifier in his class.
Yep. Last year we were here and we were also number one qualifier, but he red lit in the finals. So we've been runner up here a few years and number one qualifier a couple years. So we really want to win one.
All right, all right. Well, good luck, good luck. We won't take too much more of your time, but I know Ron and Jackie wanted to say hi. They're the ones that directed us to you, so we wish you the best and good luck and safe riding.
All right, thanks very much.
All right, thank you. Mount Rushmore without any incident.
No, sorry, police officer.
Oh, unquestionable.
At this time, we'd like to invite all veterans and all present military. How this is going to work is that there'll be about 3 or 4 of them that'll retire the flag, and one of them will present it to me, and then I'll present it to the first person in the back line over here. They'll pass the flag one to another, all the way down that line, and then back this line, and finally this line. Let's again hear an applause for all the sacrifices that these men and women made during time of peace or time of war for our nation.
Welcome to another Biker Nation Tech Tip. Today we're here with Dave at Palm Springs Harley Davidson, and we're going to do an oil change. It looks like on a Fat Boy.
That's right. This is a 2002 Softail Fat Boy, and it originally came in because it had a circuit breaker problem. Now it's getting its oil changed.
How often do you guys recommend oil changes happen?
They're told every 3,000, but I recommend every about 2,500.
Okay, so what's the first thing we need to do here, Dave, to get this going? Of course, I understand you just took it around to get it warmed up, or you've got to warm up the oil?
Yeah, the oil's all nice and thin right now, so it'll be easier to drain. And then you're going to take, you're going to have to need a drain pan. You're going to need your 5/8 socket to remove the drain plug. And then after that, it's going to be coming out slow, so you're going to have to remove the oil cap at the top so that it can vent, and it will drain a lot faster. Then after that, move on to the filter.
You know, with it being warm, we have to really be careful with the pipes being hot and the oil also being hot.
Right, yeah, always be careful of that, because if you do run it, I mean, you can do it when it's cold, but you're supposed to do it when it's hot, like I said, because it drains a lot faster and makes the procedure a lot easier.
Looks like you're ready to go ahead and start draining it?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it that we're going to do first here? Look for the drain plug, or is it a drain plug or a drain hose under here?
There's actually a drain hose that leads to a drain plug attached to the underneath of the frame. And this is your drain plug for your oil, and your drain plug for your transmission is right up in between the Softail shocks on all Softails.
Okay, all right. We'll let you get to work now.
On this drain plug, they have magnetic tips to pick up any debris that is being cycled through your engine, and recommended on every oil change is to change the O-ring so that it creates proper seal, so you're not getting an oil leak for some unnecessary reason.
Well, it looks like all the oil's been drained out. You about ready to put it all back together now?
Just about ready to put the drain plug in, and then put some oil in it, and then change the filter.
All right.
Drain plugs are normally torqued anywhere between 12 and 14 foot-pounds. I normally do about 13, so I don't stress it too much.
So now you're going to you've drained the oil, put the drain plug back on, and now you're going to add oil.
Because you want to always check with the oil when it's hot, because that's when it is the thinnest.
Hey Dave, now a lot of people might want to try to save some money and go buy at your local automotive parts store, but is car oil and motorcycle oil for Harley Davidson the same?
Actually, it's not. Harley Davidson designed this motor oil specifically and has it patented for their motorcycles specifically, and because it's an air-cooled motor, if you run anything thicker, it could run the engine hotter, stuff like that. So it has like a semi-synthetic lube to it, and then they have the Screaming Eagle synthetic. So.
Okay, well, for those of you that we're going to go try to save a couple pennies, it's not worth it. Go ahead and spend a little bit extra. It's cheap insurance.
Cheap insurance.
So, Dave, how many quarts of oil have you put in this bike so far?
So far, I put 2.5 in it, and I'm just going to check it right now at the cold, because there's a cold line and a hot line on your oil dipsticks. So it will tell you it's supposed to be here to full when it's cold, and then when it's warm, it should rise. So right now I'm going to check it when it's cold, make sure it's at its proper spec, and then recheck it after a test ride.
It looks like you've got everything squared away over on the other side. What are you going to do now?
Now I'm going to pop off the oil filter, and then after that I'm going to fill it up to its spec, which is 2 to 4 ounces in the filter, lube the ring, and then throw it back on. Should be good.
Now, while you're doing this, you want to make sure you have a drain pan under there, right?
Oh yes, most definitely. Otherwise, it will be a mess. Oh. And then you put the oil around the O-ring so that it is easier to get it off for the next guy.
And is that also for a nice good seal as well, so you don't have any leaking?
Yeah, seals it very nice.
All right, looks like you're all set here. What's your next step here? You're gonna go ahead and take this out and warm it up?
Take it out for a test ride, and then bring it back, recheck the oil, and if it's good, then it's just good to go. Right now I'm spraying it down with brake wash because of the fact that after removal and installation there is oil, like residual oil all over the motor, and you want to spray it off and get rid of it just so that you know if you do have a leak after the fact.
A lot easier to tell.
Oh yeah.
So Dave, you just got back from doing your little test ride. What are we going to do next?
Now all I'm going to do is recheck the oil and make sure that I have everything set. Exactly. And we need to add.
How's it looking, Dave?
Looks like we got it.
All right, so just a matter of putting that dipstick back in there and good to go.
Yeah, once you pull it out, give it one good wipe, because hitting bumps and stuff like that can push up oil farther than what it really is. So you always just want to clean it and recheck. So.
All right. We're complete here. Got an oil change. Everything's squared away. Ready to go for a ride. If you bring your motorcycle into a professional shop and have them change their oil, you don't have to worry about where you're going to dispose of the used motor oil. So if you happen to do this at your home, you need to make sure, don't just dump it out in the desert somewhere and it affect the wildlife out there and get people upset. Not the right thing to do. So take it by to your local automotive parts store. You may want to call them and make sure. Most of them will take and recycle the used motor oil and do it at no charge to you. So be responsible about how you dispose of your used motor oil. We're at, where are we?
We're-
Vail Summit?
yeah.
10,680 feet above sea level. I can't breathe.
What kind of bikes do you ride?
Anything I can get my hands on legally.
We hope you've enjoyed the show, and we hope that you'll ride with us again on our next episode of
Biker Nation!